Hello, everybody. I'm happy to speak with you today and share information about a novel therapeutic designed to protect muscle in both Becker and Duchenne muscular dystrophy. My name is Joanne Donovan. I'm the Chief Medical Officer at Edgewise Therapeutics. First, I need to share a slide that we are a public company, so I need to share I'm going to talk about things that will happen in the future potentially. And importantly, sevasemten or EDG 5506 is an investigational agent and it's not approved in any territory. Edgewise is a company that has been on a mission to discover new medicines to improve the lives of people facing serious muscle diseases. We have been around since 2017, and we're focused on muscle-targeted therapies, very specifically, the only company that is looking at contraction-induced muscle injury in Duchenne and Becker muscular dystrophy, and looking at approaches to protect the muscle and therefore to preserve function. Our goal is that the investigational agent, which is taken as a daily oral pill, will be able to be used alone or in combination with other therapies, regardless of mutation. We have several trials ongoing. The ARCH trial has been completed now, and I'll show you a little bit of data from that in adults with Becker. The Grand Canyon study is currently enrolling adults with Becker. And we have two trials in Duchenne, an initial study in ambulatory children with Duchenne, and FOX, a study in children and adolescents with Duchenne who've previously received gene therapy. I want to step back a little bit and talk about a video that we have put together on basically how muscles work and
how muscles work and why they sometimes don't. Our muscles do a lot of work for us. We all know they make movement possible. Every muscle is made of thousands of long strands that contract, creating movement in the body. These contractions put a strain on the system, leading to little tears in the muscle fibers. This is called contraction-induced injury, and it happens to everybody. It's why people can feel sore after exercising. Protecting muscles from too much injury is where certain proteins, including dystrophin, have a vital role to play. Ah, yes, there he is. Look at him go. These proteins connect our muscle fibers together so that strain on muscles is spread evenly when the muscle contracts, similar to threads in a rope working together to strengthen and stabilize the muscle. When muscles are working properly, tearing is minimal and repair is quick. Soon the damaged muscle is back online, doing what it needs to do. Sometimes key parts of the muscle are not working, so the muscle is susceptible to damage from muscle contraction. We see this in muscular dystrophy, a group of diseases that includes Becker and Duchenne muscular dystrophy. In these diseases, dystrophin is only partially functioning, as seen in people living with Becker. Oh, yes. Or totally absent, as seen in people living with Duchenne. That means that when muscles contract, force from the contraction isn't spread out over the muscle, which can damage the muscle fibers. In contrast, in fully functioning muscles, muscle contraction doesn't cause excessive injury. But in people with Becker and Duchenne, damage can be more frequent and severe when their muscles are contracting. The muscle membrane can become leaky and let unwanted visitors like calcium inside the muscle cell, causing a complete fiber breakdown. Over time, the muscle gets inflamed, and instead of being able to repair itself, scar tissue and fat are laid down. When this happens, we often see muscles swelling at first from the stress and then shrinking as they become less effective and are used less. This muscle wasting is also called atrophy. Damaged muscle fibers don't do their job and are weak, which puts more strain on the remaining fibers whenever they contract, resulting in a cycle of continued muscle damage. Over time, the impact of muscle damage caused by contraction in Becker and Duchenne causes loss of muscle and therefore loss of strength and function. Moving around becomes harder. Standing up and walking become a challenge or sometimes impossible, and many people need a mobility device to get around. Although there's no cure for Becker or Duchenne today, medical researchers are looking for treatments with urgency and focus.
Protecting muscle is a key goal in muscular dystrophy research, and there are many ideas being explored to protect muscle from injury caused by muscle contraction and to preserve function, to improve the lives of those with Becker and Duchenne muscular dystrophy. In the meantime, the progression of Becker and Duchenne can be best managed through working with your care team to identify options for protecting and preserving muscles. Your doctor and care team can help you monitor your disease or that of your child and build the most effective plan to manage it.
I hope that helped a little bit. And so where I want to focus is on how can we fix that? How can we help that with modulating muscle contraction, in particular in the fast muscle fibers that are most susceptible. And this is a video of a mouse finger muscle, basically, that's small enough you can see through it. And on the left here, you can see that with contraction, you get visible damage to the muscle, much as in the video. Whereas on the right, with EDG 5506, sevasemten, you do not see that muscle damage occurring. And that's what we're trying to achieve. What I've spoken about the trials, and I'm going to speak in particular about the ARCH study. The Grand Canyon study is a 1.5-year study, 18 months, that we are actively enrolling at this point. The assessments include functional assessments, blood tests, MRI, no muscle biopsy, and we're enrolling men between 18 and 50 who have Becker, are ambulatory, and meet certain functional criteria. And the visits are relatively infrequent, going every 3 months and then every 6 months through the 18 months. So we try to reduce the study burden. The study is enrolling at many centers across the United States, as shown here, and as well as in Europe and other countries. In Duchenne, we are looking at patients across the spectrum, those that are treated with steroids alone, those that have a dystrophin-targeted therapy, such as exon skipping therapy, those that are not treated with steroids. We have a small cohort as well, and those that are previously treated with gene therapy in these studies. These studies are over a 1-year time period, including an open label extension, 3-month placebo control period, and they are ongoing. So the goal here is that EDG 5506 is being developed for both Becker and Duchenne to preserve and improve function in individuals living with any kind of a mutation of Becker or Duchenne, to protect the most susceptible muscle fibers, in other words, the fast muscle fibers. It has the potential to be used alone or in combination with other therapeutic approaches for dystrophinopathies. And what we have tried to do as we design these studies is to listen to the community, to try to reduce the number of visits, to try to reduce the placebo control period, for example, in the Duchenne study, and to provide appropriate support services to ease the participation burden on families. We have a concierge to help with travel, as well as having many sites for the Becker study. Lastly, I'd like to thank you for your attention. And there's many ways of contacting us and of hearing from us. And most of all, we really appreciate all the efforts of all of the individuals and families that have participated in the research trials to date. So thank you so much.